Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the official ARK Podcast number 213. My name is Mistletoad, and I'm here live with the core team. Your host for tonight, as always, the one and only Mr. Atlas. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you for the introduction, Mistletoad. And folks, welcome back to another edition of the ARK Daily Podcast. This is Thursday, June 1st. Yeah, that's right. We're here on the 1st of June. Very, very exciting days. I don't know if you folks heard, but I've heard some rumors that June 1st was the day that B&B was just going to go to the moon. Some kind of a deal with some Hong Kong people that CZ is doing. I don't know. They're just rumors, but I'm curious, and maybe we'll have our great DeFi expert, Mr. Z, run us through the chart. I canceled my TradingView account, and we'll just check it out. But I wonder if the rumors are true, because that's been going around for a while. And hey, more power to CZ, more power to the BSC. We have, definitely a lot of love and respect, and the man's 10 steps ahead. However, with that, we do see that the grass is greener on Polygon. There is no doubt about it. The future of the ARK, the development, the products, they fit right in. It's a different investor. It's a different atmosphere, surrounded by Starbucks, surrounded by Disney, surrounded by the likes of Bentley and that fantastic Corinthian leather. Special stitching if you order it, right from the factory over there in Crewe, England. Shout out to Crewe and the crew over there. Mercedes-Benz, fantastic folks. We do have a lot of friends, a lot of fellow co-investors, co-creators in this fantastic space we call DeFi, crypto, on the BSC, and we want the best for them. So we're hopeful, we're very positive, but we've made our decision, and we know the direction we're going to go in. And it is our sincere hope that we continue to see, through 2024, Mr. CZ and the Binance Smart Chain succeed and just keep going, folks. We've already seen MiCA come through from the European Union. Their regulations, they've set out the regulations, the rules, how to play in the game. They're not really going after DeFi. They're I think, doing what we wish the United States government would do, which is sit down and analyze crypto and be able to create a framework that so many companies, institutions, developers will be able to follow and adhere to. Understanding controls are needed. We're seeing so many crypto-friendly banking institutions and exchanges be targeted. So shout out to the European Union folks. We're going to be spending a lot of time looking at MiCA, how it affects us, how it affects our businesses going forward. We want to be within the bounds of legality, understanding that our products are for use globally for everyone. So the positive side, there is not a bullseye target. We're going after DeFi, so we can breathe, folks. We can relax a little bit and understand that framework. So we hope you join us on that journey as well. Let's take a look here. Let's see what's going on in the ARK. Go ahead and pull it up here. Hope you're all doing well. Calm, cool, and collected. The team's been working extremely hard. We were just a little bit late as we were over there polishing up the transition contract for one second. For the
legacy.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm like trying to multitask the buttons here and speak at the same time.
I have the acronym for it because we love our NDVs and our CWR, so we're going to call it the LSA.
Whoa, LSA. Does it? Is it Infinity that has a car, or Lexus that has a car called the LSA?
It seemed like there was something else.
Lexus LFA, yes, sir.
LFA. Okay. Not financial advice, but I like that name, LSA.
The LSA. It's easier than saying legacy savings account all the time.
That is. Let's go ahead and pull up here. Let's look at the stats as we do every single time. And then we'll go over and talk more about what's coming. Oh, that's kind of strange. Our stats are not pulling up. Do you guys see the stats, or is it a gray box that's happening for you?
The gray box, yeah.
Let me check here. Oh, come on. We're going to have to call the plumber. No, not the plumber. We're going to have to call ArkFi here. Okay, let me do it a different way. I could just pull it up from the browser. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at that. Change the screen. Yeah, that's easy enough. We'll figure out what's going on with the gray box later. But in the interest of time and moving forward, let's just switch screens. Bring up the D-app homepage. And can you see that, Mistletoe? Or
yeah, we can see it.
You can see it. I can't see it, but let's go ahead and keep moving. All right. So we're seeing 5,386 ArkFi accounts, 263,774 BUSD. Over in the PancakeSwap liquidity, IOC reserves 378,680. ARK price still on the downtrend. We're not seeing buys come in. We're understanding that we are rebalancing, shifting, optimizing those contracts, and really, really close, I think, to having everything set and organized as we aim to bring back the confidence that we've, as a community, as a team, found how to optimize and improve the protocol going forward, so we don't have that bank run, that heinous debacle ever happen again. So the price at 153, Spark price pool, 583.30 ARK, folks. That's at $892.45. 10% is going to be going to the MVP. They're all ends in 6628. They've had 4 referrals for a total of $380.83. That's 248.68 ARK. Let's also go ahead and take a quick look what is happening over round 4. Sheesh, 90.20% more ARK coming in. Going to be sent back to the vault, virtually burned, honoring the $2.50. We're so grateful for guys, because we're understanding if this wasn't implemented, especially the way that it was done, I think they were very smart decisions. We thank our advisors. We thank the team that really rallied together to find the most efficient, quick way to eat up those 130,000 ARK tokens, understanding the sentiment. Look, we're not here to put guns to people's head and say, hey, keep buying, as we understand that there are things that we can improve and set forth to ensure our smooth sailing, that we're able to find our floor, we're able to rally. So congratulations to everyone that's participating. We're seeing the folks come in as their ARK are accumulating and bringing them in. So 90% is going very smooth, faster really than we expected. So quite wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Brett Nordine. Later, we will find our 194th Spark Prize winner, 10% of the pot, going over to the MVP, folks. Go right ahead, sir.
Thank you, Atlas. Yeah, that's going great. I didn't know we were at over 90%. That's huge. So I guess the big update today, we're going to be rolling out the legacy savings account as kind of a soft launch, a little bit like the pre-seed contract, in that we're allowing deposits to be made. ARK will be made tax-free, as well as BUSD. You can deposit that into the legacy savings account. I'm going to send out a banner as soon as I get the green light from Alex and Mr. Green. They're just finishing up some testing and making some tweaks to the UI. We wanted to make sure that the ArkNet was pre-seed round was pretty close to being finished to get this out there. And the next probably 2-3 days, we're going to let this kind of sit there, and you can go ahead and put your bond in it. You can put your BUSD in it. You can put your ARK in it. We have to redeploy the NFT contract in order to allow the minting of a silver, for example, silver NFT, when the account reaches a certain balance of 1,000 BUSD. And then if you already have an NFT, you can accumulate in the savings account and then upgrade to the next level. But that has to be handled through the legacy NFT contract. And so we have to integrate this legacy savings account contract with the NFT contract. Also, we're going to be doing the foundation upgrades at the same time. So we're going to redeploy both of the contracts. So the plan right now is we're going to have this soft launch for the legacy savings account today. Maybe while we're still on the podcast, I just need to check back in the sausage room with the devs. And then I think by Sunday, maybe Saturday or Sunday, I'm going to publish the information about the legacy savings account, along with the foundation updates and things that we're going to be doing when we push those contracts. So then you'll have at least 3 or 4 days to figure out, do I want to stay in the foundation? Do I want to go the legacy savings account route? And kind of make your decision before we do the foundation contract updates and do the redeployments. So we wanted to have this contract live and active, so that if people want to decide, hey, I'd like the idea, the concept of the legacy NFT versus going the foundation route, and that seems like a better long-term bet for me, then you'll have the chance to do that before the foundation changes are made. So that's kind of how we're doing it this way, to stage it in a manner so that people have plenty of time to read through the information, understand what's changing in the foundation, which isn't that much, but some people, we want to give everybody a chance and a choice to go down either one of these two paths. They both can lead in the same direction in terms of, there's just two different products at the end of the day. The legacy NFT obviously has a yield. There's no caps or anything like that. But the foundation has a different way of rewarding you through the yield in the tax-based system. The legacy NFT is more utility driven, and that's how that rewards pool builds that way. So yeah, I think we'll have this soft launch go for a few days. Then a lot of information will come out regarding the legacy NFT and also the foundation. And then we'll have a 3 or 4 day window. And we're targeting right now Wednesday to do the redeployment on the legacy NFT contract as well as the foundation, to make sure everything works properly with the legacy savings account. So look forward to that. And every day we'll give, an update as well. And you'll be seeing the banner go out through the Telegram and Discord announcements. And if there's any questions, obviously we'll be in the chat to answer those as well. I think that's probably the big news of the day, Atlas. Is there anything else that...
Yes, I love it. Look, I really like this product. Oh, we got Mr. Green in the house. I know he's busy there plugging away in the back of the sausage room. We're probably in his ears, his entertainment, as he plugs the contracts, the final touches, and Alex is doing the front end. But I really like, because this whole scenario, we're not taking away the foundation. So many folks, 5,386 folks have come in, looked at a white paper, made their decisions. At the same time, they're understanding that the system was abused. It was exploited in a moment of panic that set in. And we've talked enough, what are the different variables? And there isn't a bigger boogeyman in the room, but the inner enemies we've talked about, because there's external enemies, and we all know that, but it's up to every person and their psychology, their mentality. I think it's a bit sad to save $250, understanding that you're sacrificing the fantastic price stability that we've all been enjoying for such a long time. When I say all, I mean all the investors. The team has sacrificed to ensure that the project is growing. No sells, since February. It's been amazing, the commitment to this community that this team has made. I'm so proud of every single one of these gentlemen. They're fantastic. Advisors, shout out to the advisors. They've done the same. But that is life, and that is part of having the freedom and it being decentralized, and it being an investment that people are able to manage it, even in their panic modes, even when they are making poor choices and poor decisions, even when it affects everyone else that's involved. And that is the way the cookie, crumbles sometimes. So we're ensuring through our optimization that we're not taking the game away. That would be, in our opinion, too extreme and unfair. And we could bring it even to a vote, but we don't even want to go that route. We believe that setting these parameters it's going to lighten. It's going to really make people think 2 or 3 times before making that decision. Again, being selfish, thinking about their investment, because we've seen that a lot of folks don't care about any other folks that are around. They only care about themselves. So this is more of a look in the mirror and make a decision. And the game theory stays, and everyone's still going to be able to play their best game individually or as a syndicate. And now having the legacy savings account, LSA, did I get that right? It's going to take me a little bit of time. Okay, there we go. I'm going to get a Post-it and put it here. Speaking of Post-it, let me change. We still got Mr. Brett on the screen. Having this ability and understanding that we're going to be able to really clearly see who's playing the long game here at ARK, and then being able to come into the LSA and work their way up into the silver NFTs. So it's, in our opinion, the place to be. That is, to be very transparent, where we as a team want to be. We're doing all this work. We want to, be able to purchase legacy NFTs and get our positions, because this is a long-term project, guys. We've signed up here for years. So we've had to make the sacrifices. There's only one NFT right now per advisor and per also team member, and those were all paid for. So, everything I think here has been absolutely done in integrity with the best interests of the project, and seeing folks come and join us on that road and find our way to get also involved in the legacy NFT as we're going to be making so much magic happen for all those investors. That is our way to participate and grow. We've always said it, as the investors grow, we want to grow with them. We don't want to get left behind. And I think there's a balancing act involved in that too, as we've already had to make a lot of sacrifices to ensure that the community wins. And we can put limits and sell caps on the advisors, on the team. But I tell you one thing, we cannot do that to the community, to the investors who came and put their hard-earned money into the protocol. It is extremely important that we honor, not betray the community and those commitments, and giving them that option, I think, is, again, something to really appreciate. I know that we're proud of giving folks the opportunity. I hate when people make choices for me. I'm not okay with that. Don't change the rules of the game and just leave me, tied. Give me options on how I can go and diversify or just sell. You can also do that as well. That's important. That's the way to move forward. And I think to really build back, I don't think it's an issue with the trust of the team. I think it's more of the fear and the panic that happened. And folks are thinking, is it going to happen again? So we have to nip that in the bud. We have to attack it face on, not sweep it under the rug, and make sure that we're able to communicate, convey the message to everyone involved. And we have 37 people here, but we have 5,386 accounts. So we're going to be doing also in the D app a notification. We're going to be doing another founders announcement, so everyone understands, hey, you have option A, option B. Is it going to be the foundation? Is it going to be the LSA? So great work there, Brett. very happy with what the team's come up with here and direction moving forward as we understand where the smart money is looking. We're also understanding what a max wallet in the system is now. We're seeing that happen in Drip as well. I've always said, don't count Drip out. Do not do that. You know, they've been around such a long time, and buying at these prices, you know, there's opportunity. Is it guaranteed? It's not. And I think ARK is going to face, you know, unfortunately, we're in a situation where we're going to have to face the reality of the drop in our price. We're going to have to find our floor. But I think we're going to have an opportunity to rally, as it's going to be very attractive, extremely attractive, to be able to come in and add to your investment. If you haven't gotten your ROI, you know, people have done extremely well. We got a couple of people underwater. This will be their opportunity to top it up. This is be the opportunity to come back up to your 2% if you're at 1 already and you've ROI'd. And for the new folks that are coming into the system, I mean, talk about seizing the day. You know, max wallets are a bargain. They were $25K before. So I think we're poised and we're in a position that we're going to see some major buy action come. But we're being realistic. We're not wanting to push people into a FOMO, into a panic at this point. We want to get this all tightened up. We want to see our liquidity. We want to see how the shift and balance happens. Round 4 is coming to a close, and we're here, ready. We've got a couple things up our sleeves that we're not sharing and revealing that are going to, I think, be very positive for the whole system. You'll be able to see. We don't like to talk about things until they're you know, really ready and confirmed on our end to bring to the community. So thank you, Brett, for that you know, update. Is there anything else that you wanted to add before we go do some all aboard?
No, I think that was great. Yeah, I think that this timing, the way that we're rolling this out, we're finishing up ArkNet, we're bringing out these, you know, shoring up the foundation, having the legacy savings account is going to be, I think, a huge incentive for people. And then also they can see the progress, you know, as they're building and they're working towards these NFTs. And we're going out and doing these AMA tours. I think there's going to be some real excitement and FOMO around the legacy NFT. So I think that'll be great for the project. And as everybody knows, that as we grow that fund, and the reason why we're so focused on the legacy NFT, and people might think, oh, well, you're giving up on the ROI DApp, and it's really the contrary. The legacy NFT fund is what's going to fuel the fire for the ROI DApp. And the ROI DApp, we all know, you know, has the ILC, and we want to push revenue into that. Well, if we don't have marketing funds, we don't have, you know, the development funds to build these on and off ramps and DVPNs into big businesses, then, you know, that ILC will just, you know, won't be fed as much. And so that's why we have this big focus on the legacy NFTs. And it was always part of the plan. Unfortunately, the price, you know, took a hit earlier and than anyone had expected. And now, you know, we're going to go out and do the same plan that we had. It's just, you know, with a different sentiment right now in the crowd that we currently have. But the legacy NFT is the, you know, the utility NFT for the protocol, and that still, I think, is very, very attractive. Pays out in BUSD and has all these businesses that are going to be feeding into it, and that'll bring people over to the ROI DApp, and then they'll see and understand that the ILC is being fed in the same equal manner as the NFT pool, and they'll want to jump into both, is my belief. So that's why there's a focus on the legacy NFT. That's why there's always been a plan in place to use that fund to generate revenue. So yeah, that'll be the next phase. And then obviously we have the ArkNet and other things to work on as well that'll just, you know, support it all and kind of tie a bow around the whole ecosystem. But yeah, so that's sort of the plan now. We can finish up the pre-seed round, move on to and get to these foundation changes, get those out of the way, and then we can really start to push the legacy NFT with that LSA in place. And that's it for me, Atlas.
Oh, sorry. I didn't notice that I had muted. I was doing the cheers and talking there to myself. no one could hear me. But I was saying, yes, I wholeheartedly agree with what you're saying. And we're going to see some folks that are going to want to stay in the foundation with the revamp. They're going to have that opportunity. But I think the most important caveat here is understanding that with the presentation and with the optimization, we're going to be able to achieve that comfort level that we've been talking about, where we don't want history to repeat itself. That the players that are staying there, the players that are going to go into it, are not going to be able to betray the rest of the community. So please stay tuned. We're going to give you more details. They're all getting put together and ironed out, but Mr. Green is hardly slept. I mean, the band is I don't know if he's walking on canes today, but he's been working extremely hard. As we understand, folks, the longer it takes, the further the price is dropping. Nobody wants to see this happen. However, we cannot just slap up in 2 seconds a contract and throw it out there and not have every detail defined. This is a very complex system that everything has to fit, everything has to click, and it has to work like a Swiss, luxury timepiece. With Mr. Green there from Switzerland, really representing the well-oiled machine that these contracts are, because they've been absolutely wonderful. Shout out to you, my friend. And folks, let's go ahead. We're running a bit late on time, but this is very important updates. And let's get the all aboard. The Ferg is the man on the hot seat, sharing that smile, the big microphone. I mean, he is a superstar, ladies and gents.
Hey, let's get this crypto.
Yes, brother. Can't wait to see it, man. You're hanging in there, man. You're pumped.
Loving it. I love ARK. I'm pumped for ARK all the time. It's what I do. It's what we do. Do you know when something absolutely grabs your attention, and you get it, you just know that it's here for the long term. That's where I'm at. It's like, you get used to your wife. This is like
that's exactly what I was saying. When I met my wife, I said, that's it. That's the one. And I can't wait till the day we're married. And of course it happened. But when you know, and you have your trials and tribulations. Nothing's always exactly perfect.
Do you want me to
it's a love affair.
Coach Brad to do, or do you want me to just hire
Coach Brad? He's going to step up here. The coach.
Yeah.
Mr. Brad.
I got it, Fergie. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Atlas. So as Atlas has just introduced, we have another great video from Crypto Fergie. If you haven't liked, subscribed, checked out his channel, please go over and do so. He's in the Sweet Widget all the time. He's on the podcast. He is the man in the limelight. His newest video, ArkFi, the standard, business as usual for me. Great video for anyone who's, panicking and flopping and groping, as we like to say. But great stuff, Fergie. If at any point you want me to pause or discuss the video, then just give me a shout. We'll pause it, and then we'll have some questions and comments at the end. Thank you very much, guys, and let's get this crypto.
What is up, everyone? It's Crypto Fergie here. It's that time again, guys. It's Fergie time. It's Wednesday. I know I haven't done any content over the weekend or 2 days off, Monday, Tuesday off as well. It's Wednesday now as I record this. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. We're going to talk about ArkFi. We're going to talk about ArkNet, what I'm doing, how I see the future rolling out. Because you know me, I am not your financial advisor. You got to do your own research before you part, with any of that hard-earned cash. All right, guys, let's transition over. So, first thing hits us is 169 from 570. One is a huge dip, so it is. But, guys, the way I look at it, the liquidity, ILC, the market cap, the vault balance, the total vaults accounts is all growing steadily. What's causing this 169? It's basic maths, guys. It is basic maths. The system is working flawlessly. Now, we're going to take a wee deep dive into your mindset, how you think about the world in general. Now, I know when I was at 571, a lot of you guys were dollar cost averaging in, no problem, no bother, without any issue, because you knew you had that steady place. We took a dip. For whatever reason it was, we took a dip, and then next thing, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt kicked in. People panicked, and the next thing, everybody's selling off. Then maybe you collected your thoughts together again, you say, no, it's okay. But what I've noticed in a lot of the comments in my videos, a lot of comments in other videos, is that people are sitting on the fence waiting to see what happens. Now, I go by a saying is, it's not good enough for good people to sit back and do nothing. Now, this is me sharing me. I'm not trying to coax anybody into doing this, but this is my mindset, and I believe this is a mindset that will propel you forward in life. If good people sit back and do nothing, nothing's going to happen. But everybody was to treat this platform, because it hasn't changed. The tokenomics haven't changed. The team hasn't changed. I've been on something like 100 podcasts. I remember when they turned their 100th. We're over 200 podcasts now. I've got to know this team. I know they deliver. I know what the roadmap is. If you don't know what the roadmap is, there's enough content out there to tell you what the roadmap that these guys are rolling out. But the sentiment has changed. People are sitting now on the fence. There's no winners on a fence. If you're sitting on a fence and not DCAing in, I'm not telling you to DCA in, I'm DCAing in as business as usual. This is why I've done the thumbnail, business as usual for me. So I'm dollar cost averaging every other day, the weekends and stuff, whenever I get more capital, so I do. I'm looking forward to getting one of these NFTs, because there's news there also. We listen to Brett Nordine, what he has to say. But it's not good enough for people to sit back and do nothing. If everybody was to treat this like it was when it was 571, I would believe we would start to see the volume of buy pressure kick back in, and then we would get back to our 571 rather than the 169 where it's at now. That's just my 2 cents worth, guys. Please leave in the comments what you guys think. But what we're going to listen to now is we're going to listen to Brett Nordine and what they're planning to do which is very, very bullish. So I'm just going to shut up now. I'm going to let Brett Nordine deliver what he had to deliver. It's so bullish. I was listening to the last night and I was going, yeah, that's a really good idea. So there is some silver lining in this whole little bit of drama that there is, but I'm grounded. I put my full faith in the team. It's not just the protocol, the tokenomics, it's the team and the community. So it's the team that I really sit down and take my, not advice, my trust in.
No, I think in what you said, there we're really sticking to our overarching plan, which has always been about utility. It's always been about bringing these real world businesses and utilities that people use every day, even crypto investors and other people that are entering the space. We talked about the on-ramp, the off-ramps. We know the DVPN is also in that plan as well, ARKG, and we want to execute that in the biggest possible way. And we know that the legacy NFT fund is what's going to give us that juice, that marketing push, because the majority of those legacy NFT funds are going to go into our marketing budget and to drive those businesses, which then end up sending revenue back to the ILC, to the treasury, to the NFT holders. We want that fund to be as big as possible. So we're getting really close, and we thought, a couple of weeks ago we would have these on and off ramp solutions in place, but just with price action, distractions, and then also the pre-seed round coming in, those have taken a little bit away. But I know Alex is working tirelessly to catch up and get ahead and finish those up. You mentioned the on-ramp meetings today, and I know we're real close. We have we're just waiting on our issuer for the virtual card to have the air card ready to go. And that's just been taking a little bit longer than we expected. But as soon as those are in place, that's when Atlas and I are going to go on this AMA tour we've been talking about, getting the legacy NFTs out in the forefront, which will drive interest and also give those funds that we mentioned for marketing to push those utilities even further out in the marketplace. We understand that there's other people doing on-ramps, there's other people doing off-ramps, but it's really a blue ocean. And quite honestly, before we started investigating the solutions for, who are the issuers, who are the people that can help us on the back end, I didn't know who these other companies were. There's a huge awareness issue in the crypto space for these solutions. I think quite a few people know about MoonPay simply because they're purchasing through Trust Wallet or something like that. But we know what the pitfalls are for those. And so I think awareness and building the brand, delivering a high quality and very attractive solution, one that looks trustworthy. I know when I go to some of these others and I look at their UI and, they're asking for your credit card information and other things. I don't care how many, 5-star reviews they have. It just looks really sketch. And some of them look thrown together. You don't know really where they're coming from. The teams behind them, the people behind them. So when we're talking about bringing mass market people into ArkFi through these network marketing funnels and presentations that we're doing, we have to have our best foot forward and look like a real world business, look like a bank. And that's exactly what we've done. I think we've designed and we've achieved that. I know we can't reveal that yet, but the work that Alex is doing is just amazing on the back end and integrating all this in the safest possible way. And we're actually showing a little bit to our issuers about how to do things the right way on the front end. And so there's been some of that exchange back and forth. It's just taken a little extra time in terms of security. But we know we have to do those steps first. So to get back to, I guess, the legacy NFT story, we've always had the idea of opening and creating an opportunity for ArkFi investors. I guess it's very similar to the pre-seed round that we did for ArkNet, in that we're allowing people that hold ArkFi tokens and also BUSD to enter into the legacy NFT funnel in an advantaged position. I'll just say that. We don't have all the details ironed out yet, but basically what we're going to do is open a legacy NFT savings account to allow people to come in to the legacy NFT instead of, when we're out there talking to the mass market and the public about the legacy NFT, they're just going to come in with their BUSD and they might invest in legacy NFT, but they may not know about the other aspects of the vaults and the foundation and things. So what we're doing is we've had this idea for quite a while of creating a way to give people an opportunity to use their ArkFi tokens as well as BUSD to enter into the legacy NFT in a smaller way and then stack their way into a silver NFT, and then the same way to upgrade to a gold. So we're just ironing out the details. We have to figure out what's possible and how to bring those tokens in a way that's not going to affect the price. So a very similar way to the pre-seed round, we're looking at taking a pool of funds and making those available, at least in the beginning, so that we don't further affect the price of the ArkFi token, but still allow people to enter this contract in a way that benefits them without selling their ArkFi into BUSD and then putting it into this legacy savings account. We're going to call it that for now, just because I don't have a better name for it, but I think it describes it pretty well. So we're going to set aside some funds. We don't have the exact number yet, but we're going to allow people to bring their ArkFi tokens in, similar way to the pre-seed contract, to get into this legacy savings account. And then,
so guys, just want to cap it there and just recap on what Brett Nordine has brought there. So before, whenever we were looking to buy an NFT, we would have had 1,000 BUSD straight. I know I've been saving on the sidelines for it, so I'm nearly there where I'm going to be getting myself one of the silver legacy NFTs, which opens up 3 levels for me for my downlines, and also allows me to compound at a more aggressive rate. Okay guys, so this is what I'm working towards, is the silver NFT. I have been saving on the sidelines. I've been accruing profits from other platforms and storing them up, so I'm nearly there where I can get this. But I think it's a super bullish idea, because a lot of us find it's hard to gather $1,000 and just ape in and buy a card, where this allows you to use your ArkFi tokens. The rewards that you withdraw, you can now put them into a contract to save up for one of these legacy NFTs, and also you don't have to sell your ARK and get a 13%, if I could speak, a 13% tax because of your sale. This is a tax-free, which is really, really bullish also. So, and when the real world utility kicks in, like the ARK card, the Terra card, the DVPN, the what is it, the ARKG token, the layer 1. So guys, as you've seen, I have been dollar cost averaging into the ARKnet. So I have. We just go back to here. Yeah. So I've been dollar cost averaging into this. So round 4 is sitting at 63%. So this is actually filling up quicker than I actually expected. So I'm just going to keep every morning DCN into this ARKnet and building my position in the ARKnet. So whenever this utility rolls out, and you can hear in Brett's voice that they do things to the highest standard. Like when this ARKnet was released, everything ran flawlessly. There wasn't an overload of people trying to buy. The system didn't go down. It dealt with it, and it's doing its thing. This is why I build my faith and my confidence in ARK team, because they do things to a different standard. So they do. So guys, just wanted to bring that to you. This is where I build my confidence in the team. I've been there 100 days. Listening to what they're saying, what they're rolling out, I have made a pretty good assumption that they do say what they mean. But I'm putting it back on you, the investors. Are you one of the ones who was dollar cost averaging in? It's okay if you don't want a dollar cost average in. Are you one of the ones who was dollar cost averaging in when it was at 571? And are you one of the ones now that are sitting on the fence thinking, well, I'll just wait to see what happens? Just waiting to see what happens. Won't change the tokenomics, won't change the team. All it's doing is bringing that price lower and lower. So I choose to have the business as usual, dollar cost average in as if it was 571, because I know if I do it and the collective do it, the price will start to go back, if the volume will come back in. But guys, you got to do your own research. You got to play your game, because I'm only sharing what I'm doing. This is never financial advice. Take care, everyone. Appreciate each and every one of you. Like, comment, subscribe, do everything that helps me to grow this channel out. Love each and every one of you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Another great video from the Ferg. Totally agree, Fergie. Everyone's sitting on the sidelines. It's not going to change anything, and bringing that into perspective was a great idea, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And probably the reason that it took 2-3 days to get that video out is because we have been listening on the podcast, which is so invaluable when Brett talks, and we have been sharing that fear is a monster that you have to try and control. And so I suppose that's what I'm trying to bring across in the video, that, sitting on the fence still won't do it either, because I have seen comments where people have said, I'll just wait to see what happens. So, I just got to treat this like the price hasn't happened, because the tokenomics, everything else is buying on the same. It's just simple mathematics. We need more buyers in. We just need the people to do what they were doing when it was 571. And we're back on it again. Do you know what I mean? But I understand fear is a real thing. I can remember being in this space about 6 months, and I would have been breaking it, but as opposed to been 2.5 years now, I set my emotions aside and I realised the team's everything. Showing up 200 days, there's no other team that's doing this in DeFi. So once again, credit to you guys for showing up and taking us on this journey.
Thank you very much, Fergie. And you understand, you see the bigger picture. We've always said that ARK is for a different crowd. It's for the farmer, the truck driver, the Uber driver, the nurses, the airline pilots, the folks who are living paycheck to paycheck. We have an outstanding mobile device. We're connecting our on and off ramps to it. And, for the people, I hate to say it, but that don't want to participate, that's fine. No one is here to force anyone to make financial decisions. On the contrary, we can only act and we continue to build. And the folks that are seeing the long-term potential are going to, continue to buy in, and they're going to seize the day. They're going to take advantage of the opportunity. And when the ILC price starts really rocking again, I'm pretty sure a lot of the folks are going to look at that and be very, very tempted. And they'll say, hey, I didn't buy the dip, but I'm going to buy it now. And you know what? We're going to need them too. So we're not going to discriminate. We're not going to turn anybody away from the opportunity. This is decentralized finance. Everyone's capable, able, and hopefully adults to make their own financial decisions at the time that they see fit. But we appreciate everyone that's here, that's keeping in touch, and that are calm, understanding that there's not a single crypto project or token that has gone up forever and ever and ever. It just doesn't work that way. And it doesn't mean that in the future we could again face, a time of distraction, and, maybe it's not PayPay, maybe it's some other, joke kind of token that'll distract a lot of folks. But the idea here is, I think, very clear. You keep trucking, you keep moving in the right direction, you keep finding that new audience, and we're crossing the bridge, folks, to folks that don't even, know about crypto, that don't know about Telegram or Discord. Maybe, if they were working from home during the COVID, they would use Zoom. So we're using Zoom. That's something that a lot of folks can relate to. And we are not taking our eye off the target for a single second, folks. We know where we're going. So we encourage everyone that is patient. And if you have any experience in this business, you would understand that patience always will pay. It's the poor decisions, it's the panic mode, it's sometimes just following the crowd or narrative. And that's where you differentiate the winners from the losers, because there's always going to be winners and there's always going to be losers. That's just a fact. And that's on Wall Street, that's on the crypto streets, that's in life. So tough times pass and tough people, they last. Let's get to crypto, folks. Mistletoe, is he already red out of battery? I know the poor man had 5% maybe 30 minutes ago. But Coach Brad, you have the wheel?
I do indeed, yeah. I can do the wheel right now on my phone, or I'll be home in 5 minutes. We could do the DeFi sessions first and then the wheel after. Totally up to you.
All right. Well, I think that I didn't know that fact. So let me see here. We can quickly pivot and reorganize. Let's go ahead.
Phone. It just doesn't look very clean on the phone. That's the only issue with it. But
don't worry, we can unleash the beast, the Sparky. That's going to take us at least a good 5-10 minutes. So we're not in a hurry. So let's go ahead and set that up, and let's wish for Mistletoe to find a plugin. He's become his own Tesla. He's got to go get some juice. Oh man. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and pull that up.
He sent me the new Sweet Widget link, so we will have business as usual straight after the podcast. The Sweet Widget link will be posted in the main channel, pinned in the. It will also be in the announcement channel and in the contest and giveaway channel for everybody to participate for tomorrow's. Today's link is now closed, but you'll have another chance to win tomorrow. So that information will be out straight after the podcast.
Let's go. All right, let's get the Sparky out the door. This is the time, folks. If you want that Sparky, call it out.
Might still be setting it up, Atlas, but we cannot see your screen, so.
Thank you, Coach Brad. I thought it was on. Is it on now?
Is now, yes, sir.
Thanks, brother. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It is almost ready to fire. Who is it going to be today? All right, it's about to come up right now. And there it is, folks. Today's lucky Spark Prize winner, their wallet ends in 95E8. They've won 551.65 ARK. And that's a street value of $843.41. They are a first-time winner. Right into the Nitro mode, folks. 2% NDV all the way. The MVP today, their wallet ends in 6628. They have 4 referrals. They've won 69.29 ARK. Street value $93.71. Shout out to the MVP, DCA, baby. Nitro boost for him as well. And let's go ahead and check in with our very own crypto DeFi expert, Mr. Z. Z, I'm dying to know that it's June 1st. Did BNB pump to the moon? I heard some rumors. I didn't want to get anybody's hopes up, so I kept quiet. But today's the day. Did it happen?
No, not today's not the day for that. But are we gonna do a sweet widget before I start DeFi? Because Brad just turned up. No sweet widget today.
He's getting to his computer.
Okay, no worries.
So we'll do it after. We're in no rush.
Oh, okay, awesome. All right, just give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to share my screen. So today, there's a lot of news in stable coins, basically. So the first thing to cover is Tether. So Tether's market cap sets new all-time highs at $83.6 billion. The stablecoin supply has spiked significantly on Tron, as market makers have reported favoring for its speed and low fees. So yeah, today, if you guys go to something called CoinGecko, what you will find is Tether has reached 83 billion market cap, the highest it's ever been since last year. And with Tether, these were some comments made by its founder. But as a consequence of the recent banking crisis in the US, users are transitioning from less secure and liquid stablecoins to Tether USD. Despite being in a crypto winter, there's an increasing number of users who are choosing to hold their positions on the sidelines, awaiting an opportunity to re-enter the market. And that's the case. I mean, right now, if you guys look into the stables, what you'll find is much of the liquidity and volume is coming from your stables. So if Bitcoin's doing 11 million, Tether's doing 16. And if BNB is doing 493, USD is doing 3 billion. So this is what a bear market looks like when you have stables gathering in things like Tether, like USDC, and also BUSD is still top 15, sorry, at $5 billion market cap. So that's where the money's going right now. It's being stored in Tether, and someone like Tether have a good access of where wallets are being positioned. And apart from that, so that's the news. We're seeing USDT become a huge market cap at 83.6 billion. And then second in the news is Circle. So Circle's stablecoin USDC is heading to Arbitrum. So that's their chosen layer 2. So the title reads, Circle's USDC stablecoin headed for Ethereum scaling network Arbitrum. Currently, Arbitrum uses a bridged version. So currently people that use Arbitrum, and they're looking to move their stables onto Arbitrum, they use a bridge. And now USDC want to make a official sort of swap on Arbitrum this way. So currently Arbitrum uses a bridged version of USDC from Ethereum, which users can redeem for real USDC. So that's how a bridge works. So crypto payments company Circle will launch their US dollar-backed stablecoin natively on Arbitrum. Both Circle and Arbitrum made the announcement. So these were two announcements made by Arbitrum. This is what Arbitrum had to say. So they go, Arbitrum Foundation will be working with ecosystem apps to provide a smooth transition of liquidity from bridged USDC to native USDC over time. There will be no immediate changes to the Arbitrum bridge, and it will continue to operate normally for bridging USDC to and from Ethereum. So that's the current news. We're seeing stables take the news. We're seeing Tether hit all-time highs on market cap. And we're seeing USDC go interoperable and choosing Arbitrum as its layer 2, its official layer 2. And apart from that, Bitcoin is looking to stay sideways for now. If we look into Bitcoin, it's currently at 26.9, and we're sort of these two areas are areas I got lined up, 25K and 22K. These are moments to see when we hit that. But for now, it seems to be technically in a sideways position, and soon we will sort of touch these levels. Today's DeFi session's short and sweet.
Ozzy?
What's up? How are you?
If I may, I missed you yesterday. Missed you. I appreciate you sharing this, and if I may clarify. So since this is bear and it makes sense for the tables to become larger, market cap and volume, what is the climate you see on the horizon for the regulation of those stables, considering it becomes more and more way for people to park what they feel is stable?
Yeah. So yesterday's podcast I covered the MiCA law that came into fruition. So MiCA is a crypto assets law that the European Union passed. It was in drafts for like a couple of years, and what I'm hearing is in a couple of months you're going to hear about the stablecoin bills being passed in Congress, and then I think it's going to follow up in MiCA as well. So if you're looking for crypto assets and understanding where stables are going, they will be regulated. And it's going to start I think Europe will be first, and then it'll go to Congress in America.
Get you some ARKG, baby.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So this lends the necessity for a real commodity-backed token that is not floating nor going to be potentially blacklisted at will, like what USDC can do. Anything like this. So when you say regulation, though, what will be the ramification for as far as treatment Like, is it going to be security at that point, or how is it going to be regulated, like top level?
As I said, I think it all comes down to Ripple. So if Ripple win the case, and crypto is its own little asset class, like Micah. If you guys read Micah, it covers it in quite detail that cryptocurrencies are very different to securities, and very different to commodities as well. I was going through a little rabbit hole yesterday on Micah, and I think that's the way Europe is going with it, and it's the way Singapore has gone with it, and places like the Emirates. So we wait to see how XRP's case concludes, and if it concludes in favor of crypto being a commodity, then that's a good thing. That includes stables, that includes things, but what I like about Mica is like it's letting crypto do its thing. It's not like banning or wealth noticing its way into the environment, and it's letting and there's moments in Mica where they actually reveal that this is something that's ongoing, and we should not disturb its progress. That was pretty cool. So we'll see how this.
Do you think the regulation through Micro whatever for stables is going to lead towards a requirement of KYC identification of the holder of that asset of stable?
Yeah, no, this is what made me go into the 300 pages of Mica to understand if they classify crypto to be a thing to be regulated and transparent. And according to Micah, they've sort of, you can say, oversaid this thing. They want crypto to develop in itself, and there should not be regulations on any of its development. So I'm hoping that, if it's English, that means that, let it develop, and then we will see how it sort of expands from there.
Okay, it sounds like you want to keep reading that because, as I can see at the top here, the EU and others want to obviously prevent money laundering or use that as a reason for identifying people who hold the assets. So it sounds like there's a big gray area. So they want to use MiCA for a purpose, right? That's going to provide regulatory guidance and also execution of that regulation, forming some solid definition and use case limitation of use or scope of use for that. So it sounds like they're gonna correct me if it's not ready or you didn't learn about it or learning about it, that they will require to identify you as holder and restrict, like, everything's tracked basically. That's the biggest concern. The classification of what it is more relevant after, if it's mandated to identify you as the holder, right?
Absolutely. As I said, it's something that's going to be it's taken 2 years to get here, and it is a gray zone for sure. There's a bunch of different things that need to be sort of sealed and understood. But here's the thing, man. Like the way I see it is a bunch of bad actors have taken advantage of the crypto industry, and there's been a bunch of pumps and dumps. Yesterday we covered a little bit about that, and that's something I don't want the public to be part of. And currently that's the sort of go-to things like Pepe's and all these memes. Need to be regulated. They need to be safe environments for people to enter, just like the order book model is for securities. So I'm in and out of a bunch of this, and there's still a lot of research to do to see how this sort of comes down. But yeah, like KYC and all these things, like in Mica, they were asked this thing several times. Would you like to regulate decentralized finance? Like a few analysts asked them, and they go, we're not ready to regulate anything yet. It's something that's ongoing. It's something that's in development, and we would like to keep DeFi the way it is right now. But as I said, like bad actors like enter all sorts of bubbles. They've entered the tech bubble prior, and this bubble is no different. So it is a very gray area. So I cannot confirm or deny right now where we lead. But yeah, it's something that's like the other advantage to Mica right now is there's nothing out there. Like since Mica came out, we've seen several VCs sort of register themselves in Europe, and that's a good thing for cryptocurrencies. You want institutional money entering the industry, and one of those VCs, I was able to kind of see their tweets and stuff, and what they said is like, we've waited 2 to 3 years for something to allow us to be a legal entity and not feel like we are breaking the law of any kind. So yeah, VCs are on the up right now compared to Singapore. That's a good thing. But yeah, it is a great zone.
I hear what you're saying. Could ArkG in the future be blacklisted?
No, you cannot blacklist cryptocurrencies. The blockchain technology does not, unless the owner of ArkG blacklist or the programmers. But apart from that, like, cryptocurrencies are a transparent place where folks can trade as they want, and something like ArkG is must needed right now, especially when you have the amount of stables running around. And the way the dollar has been pegged, we need currencies that are pegged against real precious metals like gold and silver. So hopefully,
So skipping forward, then ArkG could survive, for example, independent of ArkFi, right? Like, we could have the token; it would be all backed with gold, independent of what ArkFi is doing, right?
Yeah, it's not based on speculation; it's based on real metal. So yeah.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and conclude. We're running again into almost 2 hours here on the pod. We want the recording to be something that's easily digestible for the folks that are listening at a later time or watching it on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube, please make sure to go check it out. Smash the likes, tick the little bell, and be a part of our YouTube journey, folks. Thank you, Mr. Z, for another great presentation. We didn't get to look at the BNB chart, but in the spirit of keeping the time short, we're going to go ahead and close it out and thank everyone that came today over to the podcast recording. I see that we have now the Wheel of the Toad. Thank you for bringing it up, Ed. I was about to close out. I'm already in the DMs.
So I thought I better quickly get it on there rather than interrupt you.
I let NATO and go on a rant, and I'm just into DMs. I'm like, we're so busy, guys. But yeah, we're gonna tighten it up, and I think most of the people here already know all about it. But so let's just go ahead and spin the wheel in the count of 3, 2, 1.
Good luck, everybody.
50 BUSD, 35 participants tonight, and payments will be going out soon.
I take my time. I have seen that name on the wheel a lot. I'm not sure if that's a second or a third time winner, but congratulations, you have won 50 BUSD. Please, if you didn't win today, you have another chance tomorrow. So the link is out. It's in the pinned messages in the main channel. It's in the announcement channel. It is in the contest and giveaway. Get a head start. Go over and drop some likes and some comments and help to push the algorithm. Back over to you, Atlas. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Thanks, folks, for coming out today to the podcast. We're going to stay for a couple minutes, Q&A, in case anybody has any further questions, as we always do. For the folks listening, thank you for your participation. And we'll be back tomorrow, folks, 4 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. UTC. Please stay tuned. Keep an eye out for the announcement channels, as well as here in the main chat, the pinned messages as we are rolling a couple of things out. So stay tuned. Take care of yourselves. Be good to each other. We'll see you.